Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. This is James Jimmy Hills, the host of Java with Jimmy, and you are here for. It's been a long time since we've done a Java After Dark, and I just realized I forgot to get my espresso martini. So at some point, my guest is going to go on screen. He's going to have to talk for at least 3 or 4 sentences so I can get up. But I am excited to have this young man in the room before his big notoriety and all of that. In 2020, I had the opportunity to work at his studio. Some of you remember I did a COVID commercial. We recorded it there. And one of the major things about him is he's very humble. But the major attraction to doing things at his studio is because his studio is red. So I'm going to leave that right there. But I'm excited. I'm going to ask you all to do me a favor. This is Entrepreneurs Month. And so I'm celebrating this young man as an entrepreneur. And also, if you all are familiar, Jaylen Brown just put out a song, him and ASAP Ferg. I said it right. ASAP Ferg just put a song out called Just Do It. And I would play it and put the video up and whatnot, but they'll cut us off. So I'm not going to do that. Maybe at the end, I might put it on at the end and see what happens. But I'm excited to present to some and introduce to others. Jay the DJ, he's the owner of Jay the DJ Studios. He is a dad. He's an entrepreneur. He does things in the city and has some life experience in trying to make things happen, pay bills, collaborations, partnerships, all that stuff, good stuff. So welcome to the Java Cafe, brother. It's good to have you here, man. Greet the people. And if I was to ask you after your greeting to describe, I'm going to put a little politics in it. Describe how you feel in reference to things present in one word. In what you got to give me one word. In one word. Yep.
Man. Jay the DJ, man, it's a lot I can say, but entrepreneur, musician, recording engineer, dad, man. As far as right now, I'm just gonna say scared.
Scared, okay.
I'm scared. I don't even know what to expect right now.
And that is, I mean, that's the sentiment of a lot. And I'm not going to pull you into that rabbit hole, but it is interesting. And I mean, we're going to talk about your journey, but which will include you being a dad, and your baby is 2 years old, which I can't, it's been, so did you, wait a minute. How did I find out? Because I want to say your mom did your mother tell me? No. Social media? Because I remember having an attitude.
Probably once mom found out, she couldn't hold it at all. I'm gonna say,
I don't see her in here yet, but Auntie Charlotte is in here. She said, "Hey." And so let's talk about your journey. Born and raised in Boston.
Yes.
Who is Jay the DJ? You don't necessarily have to give government, but obviously your name begins with Jay. But who is Jay the DJ? Where did he grow up? What was life like? And then, well, I'll save the second question for after that. Like, just who are you?
Shoot, Jay Andre.
You said your government.
That's my real name. Surprisingly, a lot of people use my government more than my DJ name.
I'll say Jay just out of regular, but
and a lot of people will skip the J. A lot of people will give me the DJ or
Andre or Dre.
They'll completely miss something in it. I don't know, I think it's I get a lot of dyslexic people.
Shout out to all our dyslexic people out here trying to make it with unique ability. Hold on, there she go.
But
your mother said whatever. He's in here. There she is. Hi, Janina. Good to see you in the room.
Yeah.
But okay, who is you?
Me, I'm a 29-year-old man who grew up with nothing but women in the house. I think living in the South End, across the street from Prudential my whole life. I say I felt like I was a sheltered kid majority of my life. I don't know how my mom will feel about that, but I felt like well, she didn't really play about me, so like I didn't really go too many places. But yeah, I feel like, but the one thing she did do was like she knew I was musically talented and put me in the right situations to strive to be the person I am today.
When did you know? I don't want to jump right into music. So you grew up in the South End, Boston Public Schools?
Yeah, Boston Public Schools. I went to the Holmes Elementary.
Okay.
I went to the Rogers for middle school, and then I went to BAA for high school.
Shout out to BAA.
So all public schools.
Okay.
I'm in Salem State for college.
In full? You graduated?
No, I did 4 years. I did my 4 years. I got like 4 classes left. I should have finished. But I'm after my 4 years, I met Smart. I met Marcus Smart. So I was running around with Smart completely after.
All right, hold on. We get too far. Yeah. But I gotta ask you. So you did a project with Marcus Smart first?
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's back up. All right.
I was with Marcus for like 5 years.
When?
I was with Marcus from 2013
okay.
to from 2000. Oh wow. Oh no, not 2013, 2017 to 2020. Right before
right before the pandemic.
I ended.
Okay.
I ended the spew probably right around. I had the studio. I was in conversation to partner for the other side.
Okay, the big part where we did the commercial
with him, and things
didn't work out.
Didn't work from there.
Okay, because we met in 2020. Okay, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, when did you work with Marcus? I didn't know that. Not that I got it. So
no, yeah, I was living in the house. I was around. I was with Smart.
Okay.
Daily.
I will say to you all that this is a 29-year-old grown man, but there is an uncle factor here, and so there are some things where I'm like, wait, what, huh? And so we're going to keep also his mom's comments at bay. I'm not even going to look at the comments this evening. I know I'm going to catch it when I see her. But okay, grew up in the South End, and your mom made sure that she supported your musicality. But when did you? So. And it's funny because I've grown up and grown up in church, a lot of musicians. And I don't think I've ever asked any of them, when did you do you remember picking up an instrument? Like, what was the thing that you knew? What is your first memory of your musicality?
So in elementary school, I wanted to be a drummer.
Okay.
I already knew I wanted to play drums elementary school, but they didn't have it. They didn't have that as an option. It was all wind instrument, saxophone. So I started playing clarinet.
Okay.
I was they had the little recorder. I was
tape recorder?
The little small little recorders that they used to play.
No, we had the old ones when I was in school.
Yeah, the wooden recorders.
You say recorder, I'm thinking it actually records.
No, I'm saying like the actual like wooded
recorders is what they call it though.
Yeah.
I'm learning something new today. I'm thinking it was a high-tech thing that you play, it plays a thing for you, you play the practice.
It's like a plastic wind instrument, but it was like a
recorder.
Small, it's called a recorder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm you're not gonna make me feel duh. Okay, so how old were you then?
Probably like 5, 6.
Okay. So you wanted to be a drummer, and were you, as a lot of us do, I'm going to be transparent. If I'm in the elevator by myself, if I'm going up the escalator, if I'm home, if I'm standing somewhere.
Yeah, I used to get in trouble.
Making the beats.
I used to get in trouble for tapping.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom always said they try to put me on like ADD medicine.
Because you were tapping. I
was tapping so much.
It was beats for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did your mom put you in? Did you ask? When do you remember going to get actual instruction for music? When was your first memory of that?
It was a bunch. My first memory, as I can remember it, she put me in a couple different drum lessons. When she could find that part. But I started playing clarinet in elementary school.
So you read music. You were learning to read music.
I could read music fluently.
You read music now?
Yeah, I can still read music.
Do you play?
Yeah.
keys?
I can still play.
Interesting.
I'm not good on chords, keys, but I can play.
You can tap out
as far as scales, like
and a melody.
In order to be like the good engineer that I am today, I definitely like. I can't get an intern if they don't know how to at least play scales.
To be the backup, right?
To be the backup, because like it's so intricate within this like industry with like as far as like auto tune and just singer wise, like just being able to note and find the key is like super important. Okay,
we're going to get into some of the tech because I am definitely you definitely advised me. I still haven't upgraded to the I forgot the Black Magic. If anybody from there watching and y'all want to sponsor either one of us, upgrade his and get me one, or you upgrade his, I'll take his. But you definitely helped set a standard. I mean, the red, obviously, that definitely stood out. And so, all right, let's go back. So got into music, and your principal was drumming. And then you got to BAA.
Right.
What was that like?
There was a lot. So I did Berkeley City Music.
The 5 week?
No, City Music started from 6th grade.
Oh, that's the one that's different from 5 week in the summer. Like that's Boston based.
That's the ongoing. So I did that before BAA.
Okay.
Within, and then I got into BAA from there.
Okay. 9th grade.
Yep, 9th grade.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna say BA taught me that I wasn't that into drums as I thought I was. Let me say
now,
that.
you know what part about it? The discipline of the continuation of reading music, the general.
I love reading music. Okay. I think it was the overall kind of benchmark and testing of as a drummer.
Go a little bit deeper, because I know some drummers, and
when I say that, us as drummers, we have to know our rudiments.
Yep.
We have to know
timing.
We have to know the different I don't know why I'm running a blank.
Cadences,
but the different
I think I know some.
I'm sorry. From if we're playing Spanish music to the different genres of music, different patterns. I say once it became homework is when I kind of was like,
you're good.
But also I lived in the South End. And you know, I live in a brownstone. So like I couldn't play drums
the way you wanted to do the
couldn't practice.
Yeah.
So in order for me to practice, I had city music. I'd have to go to the Berkeley practice facilities.
In the practice,
sit in line, wait for a room. Only 30 minutes in that room. You know what I mean? And then you have to get back in line. It started to get hard to practice.
Okay.
And I'm such a, I want the top notch.
You don't want to say the P word?
It got it.
Perfectionist? Wait, let me just go. I said I wasn't going to let her say too much. Let me see where your mama at.
I'm a perfectionist, but I think as a drummer, like I wanted to be able to play my music as loud as I wanted to.
Okay.
But I also I had a mentor, Brian Fraser Moore, who played for Madonna, Janet Jackson. He was playing for Babyface when I met him.
That name sounds familiar. Brian Fraser Moore.
Yeah, he was a drummer for Madonna, Janet Jackson. He did the Super Bowl probably for Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
There's a few other.
Did you ever play for Brian? Brian Fraser rings a bell the more, but anyway, so that was your mentor in drumming.
That was my mentor in drumming.
Okay.
So he brought me within, I was seeing the top of what I wanted to be at that time.
Okay.
In high school.
The examples of perfection.
So I was a 14-year-old in backstage of Babyface concerts, backstage of Wu-Tang, backstage of certain things, seeing the actual line of the profession. And I feel like once I seen that, I fell in love as an engineer. I wanted to be an engineer. I was like, I understood the money line. We're sitting in the TD Garden and he's telling me that this person gets paid more than him
at 14.
So, you know what I mean? So I was like already seeing, I was going to school and everybody's like, yeah, Jay's already set up. He's going to be out of here as soon as this is over. And I'm like, I don't know. Like in my head, like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sitting here baffled. And it's funny because I was talking to someone earlier that's going to come on the show. And I said, for February, well, I'll say mid 2020, I think is when we met, or toward the end of 20, going on 5 years. See you on social media, know what you're doing, but when you interview people, for me, when I interview folks that I've seen for a while, I sit here and it amazes me because I never walk away not shocked. So this industry thing is nothing new for you.
Right. Like I've been in it for so long that it kind of like, people will say like, this is your, and I'm like, I mean,
what does that mean when you do that? Because I know if I say interesting, or people that are around me a lot know in certain situations that if, somebody walked by or something is said, I don't got to say nothing. It's just, that. So what is that? Where, because you're in it.
I'm in it. But of course, we're always, it's not where you
absolutely
want to be.
Yep.
I always wanted to be a tour DJ, like,
okay,
or
so
more than a tour drummer. I wanted to be a tour DJ and travel the world on tour buses, and engineering kind of, I wouldn't even say it was a backup plan, because the backup plan, I wanted to be a pilot.
Where I'm stuttering because we've talked, bro, and have had some deep convos, and okay. Let me get back and be a good interviewer and not just James and Jimmy and Jay. So BAA, you got there,
right?
The I won't say rigor. Now your mama says that I set him up in the basement, but
no, she did. She set me. She bought my first drum set at 13.
But you couldn't go ham and hard like you wanted to. As drummers,
I did. We got the complaints, but you know what I mean. Like, end of the day, it's still, we live in Boston. It's winter. Like, it was cold down there. Like, you know what I mean. Like, much as I'm breaking a sweat, it was cold. Like, you know what I mean.
Let me get off these comments because there's a whole 2 paragraph. There's a whole 2 sentence in that one. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, she set me up well.
Yeah,
that's her.
Yeah,
That's one thing I can't say about her. She set me up well my whole life,
and still does. Like no major business or whatever goes on, she ain't there.
Right.
All right. Let me back up. So BAA sort of gave up the drumming, but the drumming is what got you into being with folks in the industry backstage with Babyface and them playing the drums.
Right.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So did you take engineering at BAA?
So they had an engineering room.
Okay.
At the time, the head of the music department was Greg Holt.
Okay.
And Holt was also did city music, was also a city music. So he already knew me and trusted me.
Yep.
From before I was at the school. So when I got to the school, I just, can I go in there? I know exactly what I'm doing. Can I just go?
How did you know what you were doing? By just being around?
My mom put me, at 13, I had to work. It was, it wasn't sitting in the house.
Yep.
She wasn't playing in that.
Yep. Summertime, part-time.
As soon as I was able to work, I was working.
It was okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so the good thing was like, I didn't want to work, but it was like, if it had to do with music, I'll do it. So she found me a job at Sociedad Latina in Mission Hill.
And they had this,
they had a studio.
Yep.
And at the time, the boss of that whole program was a engineer major at Berkeley. So but I used to just sit behind him.
Yep.
And just watch. I'm a visual learner, so I just used to just watch.
Could you hear, just because I know a little bit, you watch, but you also could hear when levels and stuff changed, you knew what button, because sometimes this little one is okay, but those mixers with the blue, the white, the red, and the yellow, and the mids, and the
so I self-taught myself Pro Tools. To this day, like I've never been taught on an EQ, like none of that. Everything was literally just bought the program. I started with a PC. and some PC compute, like PC.
Did you see the judgment that just came out? Because I'm not in it nowhere near where you are, but if you're going to do music or whatever, everybody knows that
you gotta have a Mac.
You gotta have a Mac.
Right. Oh. Right. Times is hard.
You know, still got the
I had a PZ.
You still got the let's go up to date just for a second, because I told y'all his studio setup is. You still got the Apple thing. What is the little black circle thing you got? Is that a time machine? There's a black something you had in your studio that looked like an old Apple time capsule, or you had a black something. It was a real pretty gadget. That's all I remember.
What did it do?
I don't remember. All right. So you started on the PC. Well, I'm going to come back and see you probably upgraded or did something else, or it's probably not even there no more.
I never get rid of anything. That's my problem.
Yeah, because last time I was there, you had a whole bunch of new stuff just sitting in boxes.
Yeah, I never get rid of things.
So you're a gadget guy too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gadget. Let's go back. Gadget guy and also self-learner.
Right.
You taught yourself Pro Tools.
I taught myself Pro Tools within a week of watching him.
Within a week?
Within a week of watching him and just going in that room on my own. Probably within a week, they was selling sessions to the workers and like people at Sociedad for $20 an hour. So at that point, they was making money off of me.
I was going to say that was off of your.
Yeah, I was getting paid from ABC. Like I was getting my weekly or 2-week check, but they was charging $20 an hour for people to come in there and record, and it was always booked. So
the youth worker in me is like, now. They I know ABCD was paying the rate, and ABC wasn't paying $20 an hour back then.
Yeah. So at that point, that's when I realized, like, okay, I might have something. Like as an engineer, that's when it kind of clicked that, like, okay, this might be what I really want to do. Like I wasn't bothered by like sitting there for hours and pressing the button and rewinding it. Like
that the formation of the perfectionist in you?
No, I think I just really enjoyed.
Okay.
I enjoyed miking up a whole drum set every day, just being able to mess around with different microphones and just, I just became a geek to it. Like, it was just a joy to go to work. Like, I just wanted to go to work.
Okay. So that was high school, 9th, 10th, 11th grade. You were just getting.
That was 8th grade.
You did say you weren't at BAA yet.
Yeah, that was 8th grade.
So so you had the engineering going, you had the relationship, you got the BAA, and then saw that studio and was like, yo, because what now? New BAA or old BAA?
Old BAA.
Okay. So you didn't get a chance to go to the new BAA. No, you've been there. I've been there as a student.
But as far what I can say, the studio I had was way better than the studio they have now. As much as they say they have I had a big C24 board.
You're speaking another language. What's a C? How many tracks? That will give me an idea. How many tracks? 48?
It probably had like 68. Like it was a huge board. Like I still have the picture on my like Facebook or whatever from high school.
Now you're about to tell me something inadvertently. With all the technology and being a gadget guy, I'm hearing a little bit from you about that board that some of you and some things you like old school.
I feel like, here's what I'm going to say about that. I feel like as quality got better, they started to smallen, like make it like more compact.
Okay.
So interface that I have now doesn't have the controls on it to where you can turn it up and down by hand.
It's all computerized on an iPad.
Yeah. Back then, everything was in front of you. So if I needed to hit the gain, it was right there. If I needed to hit anything that was in Pro Tools was on that board.
So now it's just all electronic, iPad, or you're using, you got to point and click.
Everything's literally point and click.
So there's a part of you that you like the old school of the mix of the board.
I love to be able to touch the board and really
Okay, interesting.
I feel like you move a lot more fluent when you can really just
versus this.
Yeah.
Well, y'all didn't see, but I'm moving the mouse. It's interesting because one would presume at 29, that when I got that, I'm been around some, music folk and go to Berkeley and all that. And one would presume at 29, you would probably be more inclined to do the point and click and whatnot versus the mixer. And so, but you like setting up. And so,
but I'm also a DJ that likes vinyl.
We're going to go. So I almost cussed. It is after dark. So you are old school in some things. Vinyl. And you'll play vinyl before doing a what's the console?
Before a CDJ. Before a
really.
Yeah, before a CDJ, I'll use
vinyl.
I like the feel of it. Just feels way more natural.
Okay, I got you.
It's a lot better to be able to really get things done. I feel like I might be an old head.
I'm because when you first said it about the board, that's why I pride, and we're going down this thing right now. We're going to come back to the chronological, y'all, and speed things up a little bit. But I just heard that from you when you started talking about, because again, presumably one would think, the new studio and the new board and stuff at the height. So it's not that it's not better, it's compact and it doesn't give you the old school feel of the old board.
Right.
We agree on that.
That studio is still like small. It's not
okay.
We had a better booth. We had it was like
it's not okay. I hear a little bit. I appreciate because people
there,
say I am
it's
a little
there,
bit,
but it's not there. Really there.
I'm just gonna say a little bit old school. Okay, so you got there, you did that. You was cool to do. You had the big 68 track mixer board.
Right.
You graduated, went to Salem State for a while. When did you, I won't even say conceptualize the DJ studio? And let me park for a minute. I also heard from you in the past few minutes that your love is DJing. Drums, more DJing than engineering? Because you said engineering was I
think I'm not going to say my love isn't still drumming, because I'm still a strickler when it comes to going to a concert and hearing a drummer. Like,
okay. Like the pocket, the
it still has to be there. Like, you know what I mean? It's still like a thing. Like, I have another mentor who I'm always around. I just went to the Usher concert. My one of my closest friends is his music director, is a keyboard player, Derek Cobbs. So I'm still.
I told y'all he's humble. He done been around Babyface and all these other people, and then at 14, and then I was just at Usher's concert with the music director. And if you're in the industry, being backstage with everybody in the MD is like
it's hard, but
it's hard, but that goes hard.
Yeah, that room is like it's a room to be in for sure. But like, I feel like I'm still a music. If I could like still take a drum gig, I would to this day.
Really? Okay. Could you hold down a concert?
For sure.
Could you hold down an Usher concert?
It's still there. It's still there.
I'm not doubting you.
I haven't touched a drum set in a while, but it's still there. Like if I stop by Guitar Center, I might stop and play the electric kit for a little bit. Like it's still there.
Okay.
But
y'all done heard him say it's still there like 8 times.
He's gonna let y'all know he's still playing. As far as business and kind of like an easier job, but I enjoy the job better. I feel like as a touring DJ is a easier but still makes sense, because
all you're carrying, let's keep it 100, as the drummer, as much as you like setting up the kit, you also, as a drummer, you got to set up a drum set, you got to carry a snare, you have preferred cymbals, and all this other stuff. But as the DJ, you're just carrying what? Do they still call it coffin?
I'm gonna say this.
Oh, the console.
As a drummer.
Oh no, you're bringing techniques, because you don't look at your face. You don't what?
But as a drummer for a Usher, you got somebody you hired that.
Oh yeah. I'm saying that. So then why do you say it's easier?
I'm saying the drummer got to break a sweat.
I am. Where your mama? Let me go
The
check
drummer
these
gotta, the drummer gotta break a sweat.
As the DJ, you got a good DJ is going to break a sweat. Where's Jeff 2 times? Is he in here? A good DJ is going to break a sweat a little bit.
They're gonna break a sweat, but it's not gonna be as crazy of a sweat.
This dude said a speaker. Oh, I'm done.
Go ahead. But still, like, I think I've changed from wanting to be in the back line. I used to always just want to be in the back line.
Okay.
And I think as an engineer, it's like I'm in the back line, but as far as like the content I'm making now, it's pushing me to the front. But
yeah.
As a DJ, I have a lot more oversee of how things maneuver as far as the show, as far as.
But in a live set,
right,
the DJ and the drummer, y'all got to be like in sync, right? Because a lot of the live concerts and stuff now, you got a live set, and then the DJ's there if they're playing off each other, or they fill in between acts most of the time. Or they just might not.
This one or the other.
As I'm thinking about it, it's actually, unless it's by design, the drummer and like a Roots may have a DJ doing something with them, but the truth is the DJ is playing more during the set. I'm just still here baffled because you said that the drummer breaks a sweat.
No,
but,
sure. The drummer breaks a huge sweat.
Okay, so, and again, you know that from playing drums. You talked about being able to play loud or be free. Okay, here's my mother. He's so humble. Oh God, you got the family's in here, bro. They are in here. All right, BAA engineering, doing the tour stuff when you were a teenager, went to Salem State for a while. Jay the DJ Studios. When did it happen? When?
So I'm gonna say Jay the DJ Studios started when I was about 14. Reason I say that, I threw away my bed at 14. I slept on the floor for 10 years.
Why?
Because I wanted to build a studio in the house, but I threw away my bed to create my room into a studio.
Was your mother home when you threw the bed away? She came home?
No. I asked her if I could throw the bed away at 14. I donated the bunk bed. I had a bunk bed. I donated it to a family. I couldn't even tell you who the family was, but I definitely donated. We donated the bunk bed to a family. And yeah, I slept on the floor for 10 years. Then once COVID came, Mom was like, "Yeah, you're not having all these people now." So
yeah, and I know your mother was. Yeah.
At that point, she found the spot that we're at to this day
in Hyde Park.
So that's how Jay the DJ Studios started. While I was going to Salem State, I was driving back to Boston probably daily doing sessions at home.
And that's one thing that when I first met you, you would send me a screenshot of the sessions. You do a lot of sessions. Okay. So Jay the DJ Studios started at 14, sleeping on the floor for space wise, so you could set up at home. What was the setup at home like?
So it's weird. You know how my desk is L-shaped? I've always kept that shape from home to when I was at college. I put both my desk, like my roommate's desk and my desk, and turned the whole thing into a studio. I used to travel to studio from college and back.
So you were still carrying stuff though, not a drummer. You were still taking stuff back and forth, but not breaking the sweat.
And I was DJing college parties and everything daily. I was barely in my dorm.
Okay.
Really in my dorm. I'm a night owl. So like I was doing homework late. I'm the type to do homework late. I probably pick up late classes just because I know
you had to.
I'm not a morning person.
Okay. Which in the industry, I kind of get that because those are late night sessions and all that. Okay. 14 from the bed. Now your mom finds this place in Hyde Park. What year was that?
2020.
That was 2020. Okay. So 2020, Jay the DJ Studios, you get in there, you read it out, you got it fixed. You're always putting something new in there. Speed up things a little bit because, oh God, I told you I would only hold you for about 45 minutes. We probably about to got another good 45. You get that started off. I think I became aware from the advocacy I was doing with your mom on Mass and Cass COVID hit or something, and I don't know how I got hip. It definitely, I think, was your mom. And so we partnered, and I came up there and we did the commercial and whatnot. You've worked with a lot of artists. Name some of the, well, back up. Tell us a little bit of how you got on Jaylen's radar for him to come and record there. How did that?
So Jaylen's radar came through Jaylen's right-hand man, Juice.
Okay.
Juice used to be Terrence Clark's.
Okay. Yep.
Around Terrence Clark.
Rest in peace.
He's heavily in the basketball.
Yep.
Realm. I feel like just from work and just putting in work, just he seen what I was doing and really he's been through the studio a bunch of times and seen a lot of his friends have come through and done a lot of work with me. So I feel like he just trusted me to get the job done. And I feel like a lot of the artists that I get come from mainly word of mouth.
Because of the reputation of your professionalism?
I think so.
Okay. And it's funny because my mom and them, they're in here. So just so y'all know, it's in the comments, but the bunk beds was given to a family in the shelter.
Okay.
She clarified that. And so, humble but confident, which I think you got to have a perfect balance, because that also lends to professionalism. Okay, so you get on the radar, and was it? And I can,
and also just being with Marcus Smart for those.
There was that familiarity as well. So you were familiar when y'all met. Did he recognize you?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So was it from? I can ask.
Although I had dreads back then, but
you didn't have the dreads when I met you, did you? Yes. No. You didn't. I don't think so. I remember hair. Okay.
Yeah, I think I just might have just cut him.
Okay. So did you from scratch concept? Was there where you can say?
So Jaylen's brother made the beat.
Okay. So you know where I was going.
Yeah,
he made the beat.
Jaylen's brother.
Just the beat. Was it also the chords and the things that we were talking about earlier that you don't do, or was it just the beat? Or was it the full track, the chords and the I don't know,
so
vamp
the way he produces, there's a lot of sampling.
Within
that beat, there's a lot of samples within that beat.
Okay, so it didn't really need the chords and stuff on top.
It wasn't too chord heavy. Very boom bap. Type style. And then the hook was written by the red panels I got in the studio.
On the left-hand side?
The sound panels.
Yeah, on the wall.
So the guy that made the sound panels made the hook.
Wait, what?
He wrote the hook.
So is he a writer? Or was he just happening to be there and fixing it up? First of all, time out. Were you upgrading again? Were you doing the panels? And that's why he was there? Because one time didn't you put panels on the top or the ceiling?
When they came to me, the record was probably like 20% done. Like the hook was done.
Yep.
Jaylen had just wrote his verses.
Okay.
So my job was to re-record and perfect it.
Just his verses or the whole track?
The whole track.
Okay.
And then put ASAP's verse on it.
And did you do that electronically, or did you do that? He came in the studio.
No, he came in the studio.
Okay.
So what's crazy is I have the whole footage of the whole session that I need to put on YouTube, and I haven't yet.
Did you save that? Because you should. Yeah. I wish we had it tonight because we could have debuted just a teeny bit. Here on the show. Y'all know I like to break stuff. So speaking of ASAP, he knows this story. A couple of people know this story. And it's funny because I told Jay that I just listened to the song today, and I kept hearing, encore, sweet, da-da-da-da. So I'm about to tell him myself. I didn't know who A$AP Ferg was. And I'll just say that I was at Encore, and somebody push the revolving door on my sneakers. Jay knows why. A couple of people out there know why. Why? Wait, no, let me correct that. Why I thought either way, somebody pushed the revolving door on my sneakers. And I'm 53 years old, but I'm from the hood. And when he pushed the door on my sneakers, I went back around the revolving door and let him know, hey, yo, you could have said, excuse me, like, and so just, you know, and by appearance, I could tell, I mean, we're at Encore, like, I knew that they was something. Saw Drewski at Foxwoods once, and after they pulled off, I was like, oh, that's the dude. So I don't know everything. So thanks to you, you post a picture of ASAP in the studio. And so I take a screenshot and I send it to my boy, and I'm like, yo, I think I didn't say meet. I may have said met, but it wasn't no damn meeting. So it's interesting because I just thought about it today when he said Encore in the suite. I said, I wonder if that day he just was on his way up to Hyde Park. So, all right. So you did the verse for ASAP in the studio. You completed the track. I'm going to ask, and I'm not going to pry, but like, what was it like working with them? I hear that Jaylen is like, oh, I figured out. I'm figuring out in real time why y'all work together. I was going to ask if you know this brother that came in, Jonathan Anderson, that is killing it. Jonathan Anderson Music Group. I don't know if y'all crossed at BAA.
Yes. No, definitely.
Yeah, no, he's not 29.
No, Jonathan was, you know, they have the higher class, lower class in BAA.
Yep.
When I was a lower classman, he was a higher classman.
Oh, so Jonathan's older?
Probably like, yeah, he's like a year older.
You were older. Oh, okay. Well, he's in the room with his he's going to kill me. The North Station project. He's going to kill me because that may not be the right name. Okay. So what was it like working with them? And I'm sitting here figuring out why y'all work well together. I hear he's a perfectionist as well. Like
super perfectionist. So we did that record in 2 days. It was a 2-day session.
You did the whole record in 2 days?
Yeah, the record was pretty much done.
You said 20% done, and then
no, the first day it was done. He came back in and probably redid his verse. And then he was in Dubai and we were like he was like recording on his phone and sending me stuff. Like we were
hold on, so stop. He's recording on his phone. iPhone is good. You then had to take an iPhone recording and then edit it and
because we were working on a clean version and he was in Dubai.
So the skill set to be able to take an iPhone recording, presumably the voice memo, or unless he got some app that just
clean it up. Yeah.
You did that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a pain, but it was
no. I'm just saying. So we're identifying multiple skill sets. You're a perfectionist that plays the drums, that DJs, that engineers. Now, let me ask you, is there a difference between an engineer? Yeah, there is. Engineer and producer. Was I using the wrong word in your introduction?
I consider myself a producer. Reason I'm going to say that. So you have a producer that makes beats. You have a vocal producer.
Right.
And then you have an engineer. An engineer, I hate an engineer because I kind of feel like it's like a shut up and dribble.
It's just like it's like you're just moving the mixer, but you like to move the button. So
I like to move but I like to create the record. I like to say, change this here, do this here.
Did you do that with Jaylen and them?
Different, right?
So you were the producer. I didn't use the wrong terminology.
No, not at all. I co-produce.
And that's the proper term because they gave an opinion. I'm sure. What's his face? ASAP gave an opinion. Okay, so you really a talented but humble brother. All right, so there's Jaylen, and then the other day, Kodak Black was in the city, and he either came then or came before, but then you had a campaign going about so Kodak Black came in, and you trying to get him to come back.
Right.
You recorded with Kodak Black as well.
So we've been seeing the memes and the things that's been going on with Kodak.
What's going on with Kodak? I don't know.
Kodak's in a bad state. He's in a bad state.
Okay, it's after dark, so you can tell us a little bit.
You know, he like David saying he's on drugs.
Oh, okay. That's different. Okay.
Yeah, he's
that's okay. So you want him to get focused and come back.
So we started the record. We probably was like 60% done with the record. So at this time, I was booked at Icon that night.
To DJ.
No, we were doing premiering the Jaylen record.
Okay.
So I was booked at Icon and he was booked at Bijou. So we had to leave we probably cooked up for like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to leave, and then he wanted me to bring up the studio stuff to Encore and finish, but he never called. He called me the next day.
And did you go?
He called me the next day, like, send me my record. And I'm like, yo, we were supposed to finish it that night. He's like, bro, how you ain't send me my record?
Did you get a response yet?
I still ain't get a response yet.
Oh, IG. So,
but we gonna get it done. I spoke to his A&R.
Okay.
So it should still get done.
So I'm stuttering, one, because I'm tired, it's late. Two, the humility that you present with, but you are working with some major artists. What is your ultimate goal? Are you looking to have a label? Are you looking to are you looking to only produce? Are you at some point, I'm sure you may have already done it, been an executive producer? What is your goal?
This is a scary question. So when I was at Salem State, I signed an artist. I had an artist.
Okay.
My mom was like co-managing, helping me co-manage. And after that situation, I was kind of scared to manage another artist.
Okay.
Because of the way it just went. Like,
okay.
It was just.
I'm not going to pry.
It was
What was the lessons learned? Let me frame it like that.
I'm gonna say the lesson that was learned. People don't really understand the industry.
Okay. Yep.
And I understood it at a young age because I was around it at a high level.
Yep.
At a young age.
Yep.
And the whole issue was I understood what a rollout was before anybody understood what a rollout was.
The marketing, the everything.
From how a certain thing should be put out, how traction is built. So
promo gigs.
With this particular artist, we were doing shows on shows. And me, I was realizing like, hey bro, these shows aren't really helping you.
Now let me ask, promo gigs, which we know, exposure, the E word, ain't no money.
Right.
Was it?
So he was spending the money to open up or selling the tickets to open up. But when it came to that, gaining fans off of that show and turning them into revenue or just
buying your streaming something. Yeah.
Overall gaining from performing.
Yep.
He wasn't gaining from performing. So it came to a point where I was just like, I think we need to take a break on performing and work on your tape.
Okay.
Work on your tape, work on your rollout, work on videos, get videos done so that as soon as you drop your videos, you have the traction to then
be ready to go.
Or as soon as you drop these videos, they'll be contacting you to perform.
Rather than you
spending the money, and you just got to build the traction to where they're coming to you.
Yep.
And that's where I was with it. Like, we don't need to be doing. And at this point, I had just helped them. Mind you, like I'm not a rapper or anything. Like another kid that was featured on a song never showed up. I was at the top of the DJ booth rapping the other person's verse. Like that's the way he won the contest. So it was like I won him I don't even remember what that amount of money was, but it was a good amount of money to where like I was like, yo, we're going to take half of this. We're going to put it on a video for a really good videographer. And we're going to take the other half and we're going to buy you like clothes so that you have enough.
Reinvest.
Strictly so that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
At this point, our whole job is to create this video and all this so that you can then perform again. I checked my job. I created the email that we all use. I checked this. Something just said like,
Don't go into the details.
Check the send
Anybody
email.
will be like, Jimmy, shut up and let him finish.
Let me check the send emails. And he's still emailing promoters like, yeah, I want to perform this. I'm like, bro.
He just wanted to perform, just like you want to touch the drums.
Mind you, we just had a meeting. Like all of us sat down in my living room. Yo, so we're not going to do shows. Yeah, we're not going to do shows. You feel me? He had two of his friends in his corner that wanted to be like his manager or whatever. But like when you're in a label, there's like the label all of these situations, which is like, I had to learn that. I was working with, I'm sure you heard of Nate Speaks.
I've heard, but don't know them.
But yeah, like I was working with Nate Speaks from the start of her whole thing, and I helped her create her sound, and then she got into Peak 617 Peak, and they started to manage her, and you feel me? So we kind of had some turmoil because I just felt like, you know, I helped her build things, and
so
now you come in and you want to change things around. So, but I had to understand, like, yo, hold on, you got to wake up, bro. Like this is you a couple years ago. But to say that, I've just been scared to manage another artist. There's been a lot of artists that I like see and I'm like, yo, they're amazing. I definitely love to take them under my wing. I'm just scared because they can leave at any time.
No, well, that's where you come in. I was getting ready to say, you know, you're about your business. Keithan is in the room, Foster as well.
That's
nephew is in the room.
That's one of my good
all the Jonathan's in the room, Keithan's in the room. Shout out to BAA, Boston Arts Academy. Something good does definitely come out of Boston. Keithan was on here with Covered by Music. You familiar with Covered by Music?
Yeah.
They're doing it.
Keithan
so there's the business perspective of it. And it's funny because if Keithan was here right now, he'd be like, yeah. You got to get your contracts and whatnot. Don't be scared.
But I don't even think that's the thing. But we're also in a thing where Boston has a problem with signing a contract. They have a problem with
because it's
putting things on a dotted line.
Let me ask you something.
And that's just me just hearing them from maybe other people telling them that they need to sign a contract.
Did you ask, do they feel like because if they sign with someone in Boston, they're going to be stuck? Because let's keep it 100. I've at no level of some of these other people, but I have heard, Jimmy, if you leave Boston, you'll blow up. It may take a while, but you're going to blow up.
I've heard it a lot.
So do you think that some of the artists don't want to sign with entities, management, labels and stuff in Boston because they feel that they're going to be limited and it's not going to get them the exposure that they need or deep in the industry the way they want to be?
I wouldn't say that because the people that they want to sign them, they know that they've been around those certain people and they're in the limelight of what they want to be in front of. For instance, me recording Kodak or now I get a lot of people, yo, can you just tell me when they come so that I could book a session right after so that I could just see them on the way out? Like just certain, like, you know what I mean? Certain things like that. To where
I don't have nothing. Jesus, I didn't bring nothing to drink. Go ahead. Keep talking, brother.
It's just certain things like that to where like they understand the room and they understand the right rooms.
But why won't they sign?
I think the whole thing of like the industry has always pushed out this whole thing of be independent. And I think artists are so be independent that they don't understand that you can be independent, but you still need the capital to be able.
You need the capital. You need the A&R. You need the management. You need the person that's going to set up your photo shoot. You need somebody to tell you that yellow don't look good on you. You need all of that. But let me ask a question. So when you say sign, do you mean with a label or sign with you as management?
I'd say, so I've always had this whole thing where I don't feel like artists need a manager until they need to be managed. You know what I mean? Like I feel like,
is anybody from my team on?
I feel like a lot of these people just need consultants. If that makes sense.
It does.
I feel like artists that come out of Boston right now should be meeting with a consultant to where they're just telling them, they might meet with them monthly and they're just telling them the things that they need to get done within that month.
But if that's the model, then it goes back to my question again. Like, and you know, I don't know. Are there labels in Boston? Are there labels in Boston? And if so, are those labels out there with like major Billboard top 25 artists in their genre?
There's a lot of A&Rs and like people who are in
the industry,
those situations. Yep. They might not be here all the time, yep. but they have a base here. Like,
so then why?
There's a lot of people that are like in position that are from Boston or per se just they're here. Yep. We can't say that they're not here. I think there's a lack of consistency in Boston.
Okay.
As far as artists, there's a lack of development. As
I don't have nothing to drink because this is a time where I would just be taking a sip because
there's a lack of development. There's a lack of knowledge. There's just a lack of my biggest thing. There's a lack of sacrifice. A lot of these artists don't sacrifice anything. Whether it's a lot of things. Just people aren't in the studio enough. People aren't writing enough. A lot of these people just come in and freestyle. They're not prepared. There's a lack of
taking their craft. I'm sorry, I won't put words in your mouth. Go ahead.
No, but they're not taking their crafts serious. But I think that's another thing where a lot of people feel like it can't happen here because it hasn't. And I don't like that people say that because we have Millies, we have Jordan Lucas,
we got Exit Fame,
Bia, we have Exit Fame. We have these people who are making strides, heavy strides, which is where these bigger artists are making these strides. So we can't say that I that's why I hate to hear it's not here or it doesn't happen here because it has happened here.
I want to acknowledge hold on, I need to clean my glasses. Dot if 377. They're on. I don't. Again, we don't know folks because you can go look on Instagram real quick. He's been talking about what he said was a lot of mass artists don't make hit songs and they don't know how to use the tools Jay the DJ is talking about. That's another something. And the artists that have the little capital that are not putting money into the music scene. I've been talking about that all day. Sacrifice. He's basically saying sacrifice.
I think there's hits. There's definitely hits out here. I think people are not marketing them correctly, or just not moving with those certain records the correct way.
Okay.
I feel like I've definitely heard records that should have been somewhere, but they didn't put the ad spin behind it. Or they didn't put the right video, or it just didn't look correct to where
even down to the packaging
to where it.
Well, not a lot of people, but when I say packaging, the thumbnail when it's on iTunes and Spotify, everything,
just the delivery of that record just probably wasn't delivered correctly. But there's definitely been records, or just like there's good artists where you see like it's not the music, but why are they only getting 100 views, 200 views? This record is nice. Why? You know what I mean?
It's not. They're not being marketed.
It's just not marketed correctly. And a lot of people, whether even the people that record themselves, they're not putting the marketing dollars. They're not putting any dollars to expand.
He just said something like that. But they're not really putting things in city. Only Cousin Stiz. Cousin Stiz is the only one that is doing things for the people. I would say not only. Because we just named Exit, we just named the young lady Bia, Mills.
But I would go a little
bit old school.
But he's saying people doing for the city. I'm saying people doing for themselves. These people aren't.
I see what you're saying.
We can't say Cousin Stiz got to do it for so and so. So and so got to do it for themselves.
I hate to say this. Janina said that they're afraid to lose sleep. And then Charlotte said, I think people feel they need to be in New York or LA. And so you're tapping into it. There is a industry in Boston, but we haven't been able to, Charlotte said it. There is this, you gotta leave. And I don't know, is it, do you think it's so if you're from Brooklyn?
I don't believe in the you gotta leave. And I'm gonna say I don't believe in the you gotta leave because you can spend $10 a day on an ad and be in LA. You can spend the money to get in front of these other people's sponsorship faces.
On
You can put an ad to be other places. The whole thing is if you do a million views on something, they're gonna see it. They're gonna come here. Attention. That I think that's the whole point. It's building that noise to make them come here.
So why isn't okay? You got your EdOGs. You got and I may get in trouble for this, so I'll back up and give a balance. You got your Donna Summers. You got your New Edition. New Edition is probably the biggest, most sustained notoriety when it comes to Boston.
Sure.
Why aren't they here? Yeah. Not New Edition. Why aren't the A&Rs in Boston, in the Middle East back in the day?
Because there's no noise for it.
And so that was my point that I was getting ready to ask. Is it because Boston is not? This stuff happens in every city, but you and I can only talk about the city in which we've experienced things. So there's an interesting mentality and way of movement that happens in Boston. Again, adjacent from this platform, adjacent to some stuff, industry, been around music. I'll say there's some people in Boston that don't know who the artists, the individuals are. So therefore they don't treat them right. A lot of the times because they don't know who they are. AKA, I don't say the word that much anymore. But haters. Mm-hmm. You heard me, and maybe the mic didn't pick it up, but Brooklyn, Biggie, Kim, Houston, Beyonce, their cities pump them. So when you say the noise, is that to what you're referring?
But I'm gonna say because I've been around the New York scene of the music.
Okay,
they are friends, if that makes sense.
They're in it together. That we all, you gonna do yours, but we repping Brooklyn. Like
we all know, yeah. This is Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn is, we all know each other. We done grew up with each other. He make music. It's the same thing here. I feel like it's a lot of one. It's not consistent. We've been dealing with the drill scene is finally starting to die down. It's been a lot of drill music, so a lot of these gangs can't make music with each other, and it was a lot of that for a long time. Real music is starting to come back, and I feel like as far as good music cannot be denied.
No.
So
when you talk about independent artists,
I don't think
when you say can't be denied, there are a lot of independent artists out there that do some dope ass music, real music, and they ain't caught the deal yet. And the ones that are doing, the ones that are losing sleep, the ones that are, doing the right things.
It's not being seen. It's not being put in front of the people. That's
so
what
then
I'm
obviously
saying. It's not being marketed right. It's great music.
Fine.
It's not being marketed correctly. And that's the problem. It's the marketing. If it's marketed the correct way, then they're automatically gonna look. If they're spending the money on the ads, and I've been screaming for the longest, like you can stay independent and go to a bank and get a loan
to set up shop, to do the video, to get the clothes, and or put it into your ads or your Google algorithms, or partner. Like here, there's a lot of artists that partner with platforms like Real Boston Media. Restaurants partner with like Boston by Chloe and all them, and so there's the intentionality. So what I'm hearing from you,
because a lot of these artists that they're saying are industry plants usually are in the.
What does that mean? Industry plants, meaning that the industry put them in an independent space.
Are artists who just came out of nowhere and they're just huge.
Okay.
And
but they had what?
They had the backing. They had the honestly, they probably had bad deals. You feel me? Like those type of artists might be in 360 deals where they're the whole label is putting hella money behind them because
they
of the
gotta go out
deal
now
they're
to
in,
recoup their
and
money.
now they're up here. So, and also those artists are usually in the cities that the labels are already in. They don't have to go find them because they might be in Atlanta and they might be at the opening mics where all the A&Rs are already at.
So is it intention? It's intention. It's intentionality overall, and then the intentionality being able to admit that I need better marketing, and listen, and listen to people. So you consult. If I'm listening to you, you're talking like an A&R person. Am I right? Is that what is what you're talking about now?
I feel like
That's not management. It's to an extent.
I feel like it's consulting.
It is. I was going to ask. So are you going to get into artist consulting, that's artist development,
right? That's artist development. That's artist consulting development. Yep.
You're going to get into that.
I'm already in it.
Okay.
It's already been in the link tree for probably over years. Like it's been sitting. I've been speaking about it. I've been preaching about.
We text. I don't be on the social media.
I've been preaching about it on my social media forever.
So did you?
But nobody's taking the initiative to jump and go do it.
Are you in touch with Keithan and them?
Oh yeah, no. Keithan calls me
because y'all
texts me often.
Yeah, because
we speak.
Because that's something that they're working on and whatnot. And I see at some point they'll probably get an overload or whatever, some collaboration. Because, but those are the type of things that we need to be able to do in Boston. Jonathan's on here bigging you up. Keithan's on here bigging you up. You got, I wish I knew who this was. You got Jules Phillips in the building. It's the graphics person and just been in hip hop in the city for years. I do want to be sensitive because you do. So I cannot let you get away with.
Yeah, we can go on for days.
I know, and we can maybe do a part 2 or whatever because we didn't get into the politics, but I can't let you go away with all that you're doing in your perfection and business and holding down a business with space that you built out to your liking. Like at 29, that's like hella huge. But one of your biggest accomplishments is what's the other thing that you just strive for in your life? Not in the industry, and away from the industry.
I think just like thinking as a dad now.
And that was where he didn't even answer the question, but he did answer the question. Yeah, as a dad, like so you're a dad.
Yeah, it's just leaving something for him.
Yep.
Like being able something for him to be proud to, the
legacy.
Just that legacy of just, and also like he's super musically talented.
So he has it too.
I haven't taught him. I never taught him what a mic was, and like he picked up a mic. He can hold a note like at 2. It's scary. It's really scary. So like leaving him what I got, like
he'll have the place and then also the skill set. So yeah. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. This thing seems in your blood. What did mama do? Does she do anything? Because I never know her to be in music or do anything.
Mama says that she was around my cousin who was a singer a lot.
Well, she gonna say when she was pregnant and that's where you got it from.
But like she's always been around music.
Okay, because it from you to your child, you just I would think that either seeing her in a choir somewhere or something or whatever, see her in music. But so you're a dad. And you have a 2-year-old son. I asked my sister this, and my nephew, my nieces and nephews were like 3-4 years old. And I asked her one day, I said, has it really hit you that like you're a parent and you're responsible for another life? Like, has it hit you?
I definitely like I was just right before I came here, like I was like laying with him, hoping he'd go to sleep.
That's why I'm sensitive to the time. I'm like, yeah,
hoping he go. I hope he goes to sleep before I left, but like he was not trying to go to sleep.
You think he's gonna be up when you get home?
Nah, he definitely not. Like he was laying with mom, so he's definitely not by this time. But yeah, it definitely hit me for sure.
That you're a dad.
Definitely hit me.
You talk about legacy. And I'll ask you too a little bit because you can speak to this. In these times, Your mom said you started it too. So he's at that age. As a dad, as a black man, what's your hope for him in the future? As far as the world's concerned, what do you hope that the world, what type of world do you hope he grows up in?
I hope he still has his freedom. I think that's the strongest. Like, I hope he can still maneuver and do what he wants to do.
Yep.
With nothing in his way. I hope that the doors are already knocked down for him. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't have to knock these doors the way I've had to really put my foot and really
kick him in,
hold the door. Like, I really just hope he's like set up to be able to strive, not have to struggle for nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest thing, just like being able to do what he want to do.
You smile differently when you talk about
it. At the most easiest, like
look at
I just hope it's just easy for him, you know, like especially just as a man, just like it's just hard as a man. So I just hope he's able to just do things in the most easiest way.
I wanted to really talk about that because I think it's important that the community sees, and I'm gonna keep it 100. In this industry, rapping and music and whatnot, there are a lot of us brothers. Jonathan, I love this. Jonathan's in the room. He talks about, and it goes with what I'm about to say. He said it starts with a healthy community, and being a dad and involved and everything like that. And my mother, Lord Jesus, they in here praying, Father, open doors that no man can close. Oh, Jesus, they do not. The mother's board in here, they do not play. But I think it's important to highlight the fact that you as a black man, and at the same time, we got to get away from that being it being a highlight, because it actually should be the norm. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to highlight that because in this industry, sometimes that the responsible fatherhood gets a lot more attention than the fathers that probably are the greater number that are taking care of their children. You know what I mean? In a black man. And so I've seen, again, I'm trying to remember how I found out, but a couple of pictures here and there and whatnot, and you being a dad, I think is dope, and wanting to be the legacy and leave the legacy for him as well. So we're going to get ready to wrap, but we got to do this again because we didn't and he's still up. From what I understand, he's still up.
He's still up, yeah.
So you need to get home and get ready to put him to bed.
It sounds like him.
What can we expect from you in 2025? What's coming down the pipe? What's brewing? Let me keep it in the brand. What's brewing?
I just want to be able to continue to hit these higher echelon artists.
What's the number one artist you want to work with? If you could right now walk through my door, what artist would it be? First one that comes to mind.
That's hard.
Come on, Mr. Perfectionist.
That's a super hard question.
What? Come on, you're come on. Should I say which artist would you ever want to play the drums for? What's the first one to come to mind? Come on, J-Man. Damn, just get in. What? Why? What are you thinking from? Are you thinking from the music? Are you thinking from the setup? Are you what's the trouble?
I don't know.
I'm aggravated.
I'm gonna say this. I know a lot.
Somebody said LMA.
No.
Oh.
But I've been saying I need to get LMA in the
What's
studio.
What's up, Aubrey?
That's definitely something that has to happen.
She knows something. Okay.
That's definitely something that has to happen. I have to get LMA in the studio.
Okay.
That's definitely like R&B, like.
What's your favorite genre?
To record?
To listen to. And they're not the same?
No.
Oh, come on, man. We're supposed to be getting wrapped up. Now you got to explain that.
I wouldn't say that.
One would presume that you like to record what you like to listen to.
No.
Why? Because the technical of it.
When I'm probably gonna blow your mind when I say this. When I leave the studio, I don't listen to nothing.
I could see that because you don't want.
I get in the car. I want to hear silence.
Okay, I understand that. But when you do listen to music, what's your favorite genre? Listening. Oh my God.
So it's hard. R&B. I'm a heavy R&B type of person.
Favorite R&B artist. I thought throwing it back out again, you would at least, if I bought it in a genre.
I can't even.
Keithan's on here. You better say the right thing.
I can't even make a favorite.
Who's the favorite female? Keithan's on here. You better say the right thing.
Can't even make a favorite. But shoot.
No, Jasmine.
Jasmine Sullivan is a problem for sure. Her for sure a problem.
Faith
Evans.
Oh, there's a little generational there because she ain't been doing nothing too much lately. Yo, Keithan said Uncle's fed up. Yo, because you won't give me I'm prying. You still haven't given me an answer for the artists you want to work with. If they walk through the door right now, like who you want it to be.
I don't work with everybody. That's the problem.
But
like
he's about to type good answer. Good answer.
That's you want to work with everybody. I want to work with like my genre is to be able to record. I can record any genre, so I'm into creating anything.
Okay. Have you ever created any rock?
Yeah, for sure.
Country?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
You produce country, you've engineered or produced
country, Latin music that I don't understand, Haitian music, like
just the music. You get the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever heard of what you call it? You ever hear DL, the rapper, Black Dollar? He's gonna kill me because the brand name is Black Dollar USA, but the account name is Black Dollar USA, but it's really Black Dollar. You might need to meet this brother. Good brother. Does movies. If y'all haven't met yet, y'all definitely need to meet. But this has been one of the most intriguing, fun, but aggravate. You expecting a spicy lobster at the crib?
Oh wow, my mom's room was right across from my room when I was recording in the house, so she's heard every artist right through her door through that time, the 10 years of me being in the house. So
what's the spicy lobster?
That's a little insider. That's one of the artists that used to record with me in the house.
But that's what she calls them.
But that was they had a song called Spicy Lobster. So that's why she trying to be funny.
What was that about though? From.
I think it was just about them eating spicy lobster. I think it was.
This is probably why when I asked about the pop or the rock song, was it the rock song? Was it Spicy Lobster?
No. Oh. I was like hip hoppy.
Spicy Lobster?
I
thought she was trying to hurry up and either bring her some because she got the baby or
that was a particular artist.
All right. It is the Black Dollar US. Here we go. Yo, I hate cats on here talking trash. Y'all definitely need to hook up, but no, seriously, this has been this is why I don't be looking at the comments, bro. But this was an aggravating interview only on one level. Like I couldn't get, you gave the right answer when I said about the artists. I want to work with all of them as a businessman, as a manager. And so you could be a consulting manager, like, and not necessarily have to do the label, but make the label, consult, but don't work directly for them. Consult. That's where the money's at. Shoot.
I think we can just say artist development at the end of the day. I think it's just artist development.
It is artist development, but there's also...
Because that's a lost art. They're not developing these artists anymore. They're just finding them once they're hot.
And then they're throwing them out there, and then when they're not hot no more. And also, let me ask you this. How important... You talk about legacy. Last question, I promise. One of the things that Keithan and Free and them talk about, that we have talked about, is the finance piece. Mm-hmm. As an artist, as a entrepreneur, and as a business owner, and you talk about legacy, you got all the ducks. Maybe I shouldn't be asking this now, but now I'm forgetting we're online. But what would you say to artists about the importance of their finances? Let me frame it like that.
It's definitely good to save, invest, put money into things if you can. I think that's super important. especially since we don't have health care as as far as what I mean.
I looked at the comment and I'm about to. I wish I could. Hold on, let me drop the screen real quick because DL's on here being.
It's super important.
All right. Finances definitely are, but I know a lot of times when we were talking about the artists not being developed, they pick them up and they drop them when they're not hot no more. Then they don't have the financial capability, and then you wind up working. Well, I'm not going to say that because there's nothing wrong with working at McDonald's, but you know what I mean.
But a lot of these artists is just buying chains and things and just one.
Because when you get that advance, that got to come back one way or another.
Right.
And if you ain't an investor, man, please, you get an advance, you better take a quarter of that, make a dope ass video with a little brother from the hood that got a nice dope XLR. What's the camera? SLR. What's the camera? The professional camera. Y'all see his face? What's the name of the camera that's not like the all right, forget it. SLR, right? Where's Charlotte?
That sounds familiar.
You don't know?
That sounds familiar.
There's one technical gadget thing, or maybe I'm saying it wrong. Charlotte was in here. Oh, he could have DSLR. You couldn't have got it from DSLR. You know what that is?
Yeah, I definitely know what that is.
But you couldn't. No, you know what? You're not going to do me and make me. I forgot. Oh man, whatever. Charlotte knew what I was saying. Thank you, Charlotte, for having my back. But we're gonna make sure we get ready to get him home. Now everybody in the comments is trying to clown me because I was saying SLR, XLR, DSLR, whatever the hell. Anyway, I'm getting off of here. Thank you all for being in here today, Jay. I appreciate you, man. We got to do this again. But as his mother was saying, God, they in here acting up. Engineering, production, consult. If you're an artist and you're watching over on Instagram, or even Uncle's in here, mirrorless camera. Now, your Uncle Mike is on here too. Got the whole crew in here, and then Jonathan's on Facebook. You know what? We're going to get ready to wrap up this interview because y'all are not going to do me. And Jules is laughing because she used to take pictures and does Photoshop. Y'all ain't doing me. I'm really proud of you, man. Looking for more. But if you all want to reach out to this brother, where do they follow you on social media?
Everything I am Jay the DJ.
At I am Jay the DJ. I should have had this actually queued up already.
Everything I am Jay the DJ.
This is where you go follow this brother and reach out. If you ask more than 30 seconds, it's a consult. I just get, yo, can I holler at you? Yo, I seen you on Java with Jimmy. Yo, can I holler at you? Yo, oh, do you get the well, they don't do tapes no more, but do you get the can I send you my track? Do you get that? That's how you know you arrived.
For sure. They just
they
don't even ask no more. They just DM it.
They just automatically with no. First of all,
listen to this.
Oh, they at least say listen.
Yeah, listen to this.
I got people that would just randomly send me a flyer. I know what they want. They want me to post it. No, hey, can you? And I'll never see no liking. I'm getting off of here. I was going to say something and I forgot what it was. That means it's time for us to go. Today is Thursday for the regular Java with Jimmy viewers. We are taking Monday off. It's a holiday. Shout out to all our veterans. If there are any veterans in the building now, let us know as we celebrated them this morning. Jonathan's on here literally putting pictures of cameras. You know what? Trust the process, bro. The Jesus did that. All right, we're going to get off of here. You all have a good evening, and we will see you on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Hold on. Let me tell y'all who's on the show on Tuesday. What's Tuesday's date? The 12th?
Tuesday is the 12th.
I don't know. I think it's just me on Tuesday. I had enough of this. Jonathan's like, I had enough of this. End it. All right, we're getting off of here, y'all. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see y'all on Tuesday at 10 a.m. here in the Java Cafe. And again, don't forget to follow this brother and reach out to him for your consultation to make your music better. And he records podcasts at the studio as well. And also, if you need that track engineered, get that done as well. Mike, thank you. Appreciate you, brother. And we'll see you Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Bye.